The Denver Broncos just made a roster move involving Greg Dulcich. So, according to the team's official website, the team has placed Greg Dulcich on injured reserve, meaning that he's going to be out for at least the next 4 games. And they've also announced that they have signed running back Dwayne Washington from the practice squad, or it actually says they've elevated him for week 2. So, according to how this sounds here, Washington hasn't been signed to the 53-man roster full time. This is just a standard game day elevation, and he'll revert back to the practice squad after the game. This sucks for the Denver Broncos. Greg Dulcich isn't going to be eligible to return until at least week 6 against the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. And the Broncos offense clearly struggled without him to generate any explosive plays, especially on third down. That's when Greg Dulcich is really making his hay on third down in our first game against the Raiders. He went down during the 2-minute drill going into halftime, and we didn't see him for the rest of the game. Now he's going to be out and on injured reserve for the second time in 2 years for the same hamstring. That is a big issue for Greg Dulcich. I'm really, really concerned about the long-term outlook of this hamstring because soft tissue injuries like that have a tendency to linger, and once those muscle tissues start to break down, they're more susceptible to chronic injury. So I'm hoping that's not the case here with Greg Dulcich, and that we don't have consistent hamstring issues with him, because he's a really key part of this offense, and he's the reason why this team decided to move on from Albert O, because basically him and Albert O are going to fill the exact same role, and there wasn't really a spot for Albert Okwuegbunam in this team if we were going to utilize Greg Dulcich in the role that we utilized him in. The decision had already been made to trade Albert Okwuegbunam prior to his big game against the Rams. He played in that game into the fourth quarter because he was going to get traded. The decision there had pretty much already been made, and luckily for the Broncos, the Eagles came in at the 11th hour and offered a trade. Otherwise, they would have had to cut him with no compensation. But again, I'll stress this, the decision had already been made to move on from Albert Okwuegbunam. But regardless of that, the team seems to have yet to make an official move to add a guy to the 53-man roster after this. So I feel like the team may think about elevating the tight end Lucas Kroll from the practice squad to the active roster. That's one that I could very easily see. Excuse me. I could see them do that. I could also see them potentially call up one of the other wide receivers from the practice squad. But at this point in time, man, losing Greg Dulcich really, really sucks for this team. So keep an eye out within the next couple of days what they may do in terms of adding another player to the active roster full time. Maybe it will be Dwayne Washington. He can certainly fill a role on special teams. So that's a plus, and that's probably why they are indeed calling up Dwayne Washington. But I'm curious, Broncos country, how do you guys feel about the news that Greg Dulcich is going to be out for at least the next 2 games? Or for at least the next 4 games. Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And also, guys, little housekeeping matter. According to the YouTube algorithm, 80% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys have yet to sub, I would really, really appreciate it, guys. It helps us out more than you can imagine. The best way that you can help us out is like these videos and subscribe to the channel, because it literally tells the YouTube algorithm to push us out and helps us get shared and seen by more and more people. So please, please, please like this video and subscribe if you have yet to do so. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.